my money problem. Yes, I do have one, and you might have one as well. So I'm going to talk about mine, though, and you'll take away what you can from this. We all come into the world to do something that is going to cause us to become valuable and have worth and all of that. And we're given that at birth. We have that when we come into the world, but we don't always follow it. And then we might find ourselves in difficulties as we move through our lives. And some of those difficulties might be in terms of money, not having enough. And then you wonder, well, why is that happening? Well, it's happening because you're not willing to become yourself. No, that doesn't make sense. Yes, it does. These are the kind of arguments that might go on. It is only that you're not becoming yourself. We are all entitled to have abundance and wealth and all of that, except we block it. And why do we block it? Because it's just energy. You have to understand, everything is just energy. Everything in this world is just energy. And if we don't have something, that means we're energetically blocking it from coming to us. And that's what I was doing. Because I couldn't own who I was. I couldn't tell people, this is how I do this. Because it was also different for me to discover it. You each will discover something about yourselves as you live, because you're evolving, you're becoming more. And as you take those steps, you have to embrace whatever that is that you discover, because it's part of who you are. And it's unique, it's different. Nobody else is like that. You know. But we also have old bloodlines, we have old programming that we're bringing in, we have a lot of things that we're bringing in. And mine was that I could not be the person who receives information, who's intuitive, empathic, and sensitive, and all of those. I couldn't also have money, because I couldn't talk about it, because I couldn't own it, because I might get judged. People might think it's a little strange or weird, except it's what I've done for more than 34 years now. It's what I've done, and it's how I've done all of my work. But see, when you're not completely authentic, then things get blocked. And that's what the channeling session was yesterday, how to embrace your authentic self. And that was really for me, because that's what I needed to do. Now, this came about, I want you to understand, because someone sent me an email about my offer. Many of you might have heard that I said I want to take 20 people for the next month and work with them intensively to really help them transform their lives. And so this person thought that I was only going after the money, that that's all that I cared about. And I wish that I could have been that person, because I am not. I have never been that person, and that's more of my problem as well. And that's what I have to get over, because I couldn't ask for the money. That's what, what I do is not that valuable, except it's changed lives. What I've done is it's changed life. Now, the problem was, I decided that I was going to I'm only taking the 20 people. Like I said, today is the last day for that, so I'm taking it off. But in doing that, because I discovered that what I had there was so much more valuable than what I even knew. You must understand something. I began receiving information in 1988, and I write it. I do it every single day. But you could ask me what it was an hour later after I receive it, and I couldn't tell you. When I do a live channeling session, I don't know what comes through until I go back and listen. Sometimes I don't listen. It's just like if you go to school and you're studying something, and if you don't go back and look at it again, it's kind of gone. Yeah, I did a little bit of that. So when I put together my program, which I did, and put it out there in December, and I saw, wow, where did these results come from? Why did this work so well? I had to think about, well, who am I? I've had so much history. I've done so many things in my life, and I've gained so much value and wisdom that I knew I could take anyone and have them transform their lives. Now, how much would you pay for that? A lot more than what I was charging, and I knew that. But I still knew what was happening in the world, and I said, listen, if I bring in 20 people and we do something, it can help change the world, change their lives for sure, and then make a difference in the world, because I understand that. I've known what was going on in the world for the last couple of years. I've been writing about it. That's why I started the groups. That's why I started pulling things together. I have a precognitive sense that I can know what's going on in the world. And I know that if we act and do embrace ourselves more, put love and light and energy into the world, we shift everything. Now, I know a lot of people can't understand that, but it is absolutely real. And there are many other people who understand this and are going through it, but I wasn't talking about it. And then I set myself up, like I've done many times, to like have no money at all because I didn't charge enough. That's really what was going on. And I could tell you so many incidents where this has happened in my life. And in the 70s, I was working for a company, and I knew that it needed to be better. I've done this with everything that I've ever put out. I have to make sure that it's going to give my client something that's of value and work. So I'm going to test everything. I did it with all my singing things, whatever. It was all of that. But I was teaching at this one school, and the school needed to invest so that the kids there could have something better. They wouldn't do that. I said, because it was about the money. I said, okay, I'm leaving because I can't be a part of that. It's more important to take care of them. I've done that in other places as well. And then I've had other times where I was working away. I'll tell you one other one. I'm working away running somebody else's businesses, several of them, but he was running into hard times. I said, okay, I don't care. I got to keep working because the people I'm working for, that's more important. And so I lost everything. I watched my car being repossessed in the parking lot while I'm sitting there because I didn't have a place to live then. I was determined to do the work. And then I went back later and still worked for the guy and did more because he needed help getting his business back together. So that's what. Those are all the things that I have done. So it was never about the money. It was about what can I give to my client? How can I help them improve their lives? How can I get them to a place where they understand their importance? That is what I do. And that was my money problem by not asking for enough and not valuing who I am and what I've gained. And this is what I have my clients do. You teach what you learn, and I'm telling you, this is what I'm going to have all of my clients come to understand. And we have it in the program already about assessing who you are, what your value and worth is, and starting to own that. But it may take some time depending on how long you've been telling yourself something else. But I just wanted to explain this so you understand that was my money problem. And you have to look at yourself, because if you're having something that's difficult financially, because there are going to be things coming up soon in our world that may cause you to feel that, it is only because you haven't fully accepted some part of you or some aspect of you. And that's the work that I do also. All right, see you soon.